Hi, this is my first minutina, my first video from Canada. So this is a new section, a new era, let's say, a new age of videos that we are going to look forward. I'm gonna share with you one experience that we had this week, last week. When we arrived, my wife had her visa, working visa, at the airport at the same moment that we arrived. But we didn't realize that the person, the agent that was typing down her name, misspelled just one letter. I have to say that Susanna's name, the given names, all the names, the first names and the last names, he has 4 last names and 2 first names. In total makes 25 characters, including spaces. And at the working visa document, the person didn't write the last letter, which is an N. So they typed 24 characters instead of 25. So the whole thing was correct. The picture was correct, the name was correct, all the name, but one letter. And when we went to the Social Security to register Susanna so she could have her Social Security number, the agent said, "I'm sorry, but the person in the document is not the same as we see in the passport." And I say, "But you see, the picture is the same, the 2 first names are the same, and 3 of the 4 names are correct. And the last one is just missing one final N. So it's the same person." And the lady said, "Yes, but it is not the same person exactly. I'm sorry, but you have to go back to immigration and to ask them to renew the document with a one with the name correctly spelled." So we did, and then they gave us another visa, a working visa with all the words, all the names correctly typed, and she finally has her Social Security number. And that made me think about the Bible. When Jesus says to some people that approached him, you can read that in the Gospels, "Get away from me because I don't know you, I don't know who you are." And people were wondering in that parable, but we are Christians, and how is it possible that our Lord doesn't know us? That made me think about ourselves. Which is our Christian identity? Are we fully Christians? Do we have all the letters, all the names correctly written down? What it means that? Why did Jesus say to some people, would say in the future to some people, "I do not know you"? What is the slight difference between those who he recognizes as his children and those to whom he says, "I do not know you"? Because they are apparently Christians also. But if you read that portion of the Gospels, the difference is when Jesus said, "Because I was sick and you visited me, because I was in jail, I was in prison, I was hungry and you gave me food, I was thirsty, you gave me some drink." And you see that the point wasn't, as we may think, to know all the doctrines and all the prophecy correctly to the point. It's interesting because what for Jesus is really important is not to know the whole prophecy correctly and deeply and through, which is good. I'm not saying that is not good, which is good. But for him, the tipping point is to care about others. And Paul says something quite similar in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. He says, "I may speak tongues, I may speak languages, I may have all the prophecy," he says, "but if I lack love, I do not have love, that is worthless." So you may apparently be a good Christian, a theoretically good Christian, to know all the prophecy as we do. I know there are churches that are very focused on prophecy, and which is good because that tells you where we're heading, when Jesus is coming, approximately. We can prepare for that somehow. But the tipping point for Paul and for Jesus was not the knowledge of prophecy, but love, caring for others. And that's the missing letter in the name of a Christian, as what happened with my wife. 25 characters. That's a long name, but just one was missing. And the person said, that is not the same person. We may have a very long name as a Christian. Put the name of your denomination, put the name of all your beliefs or your doctrines, but if you lack one letter, one characteristic, love, caring for others, the rest is worthless. Think about that.